Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine.
Gaina Truck. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Soren.
Seem kind of meh.
Husker Online.
Surprised.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Full show ahead. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. A lot of football action. We are through week one. We are through week one. And you know what? There was an upset last night. In the one game there was, Duke blows out Clemson 28-7. That's 9th-ranked Clemson, oh, by the way. 28-7, Dabo goes down last night.
It was an incredible game. What I took from it the most was, from watching it, was there was never a time when I was like, this is a miracle this has happened, because Duke doesn't belong on the field with them. That wasn't the case. Ability-wise, just watching it, I'm like, defensively, I would say Clemson was a grade ahead of them. But other than that, I'm like going, nope, not really. Everything else across the board that Duke could run, they matched up. Also, then there people are going to say, well, there was 2 critical fumbles going in. They are correct. Don't forget, Duke dropped a punt at their own 15.
They did.
First half. Scored. Duke's going to get a field goal before half. And they had another situation. There were like 3 situations that were really poor for them. So it wasn't – things just kind of was.
Stat. Amazing stat.
What do you got, Sip?
Yeah.
Dabo Swinney said Clemson was 100-0 in program history when rushing for 200 yards and passing for 200 yards, at least 200 yards in a single game. 108-1 now.
And they scored 7 points.
7.
It's a pretty good amount of yards. They had 7 points out of it all.
Biffed.
They biffed.
108-0.
Not great. Rough loss to start the season for Clemson on the road at Duke. 28-7 Blue Devils. Riley Leonard, good quarterback. He wasn't exceptional, but he was good in the game for Duke, the quarterback, with a lot of, he's got a little hoopla behind him.
NFL prospect.
Yep, just like Daniel Jones, former Duke guy.
Yeah.
But that back-to-back quarterbacks.
Duke looks like they have Duke to me.
Here's something you want to look at that's amazing, and I know it's unsafe. I understand that. But the overview or the drone view of Duke storming the field is incredible field storm I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
It was like
is the drone unsafe or is the charge unsafe?
The charge unsafe. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I felt as if Duke had a very, very quick and fit student body. I mean, they took off when they show from top down the sprint into the field went from no one on it to almost the entire field in seconds. Please watch it. It was mesmerizing. And then
they sped up the video.
I wouldn't say we're friends, but I got to know Tom Luganbill fairly well because he would call and talk to me about games that they were doing. So we're going, and they show Lugs down there. Luganbill's on the sideline, and it's like a minute to go in the game, and behind him is the whole student section. And I'm like, Lugs, get out of there. Get out of there.
You're not safe,
and
man.
he's talking,
abort.
But it was an incredible scene. And so,
how about that, Duke?
Yeah.
So congrats to Duke. Win last night. A great game Sunday night with the blowout in the second half by Florida State over LSU. 45-24 final score in that game.
Is there any way we could get Marty to text in?
He was at the game. Marty and his oldest son.
Could Marty text in today and just let us know what the vibe was in the stands?
He was texting me during the game. I tried to call him yesterday, but I know what the vibe was because I was watching it. The war chant was
unbelievable. Cool.
Oh,
I mean, it was so cool.
Yeah, there's some things that you want to say. I don't like that. I hate that. Nope, that's so.
Oh my God.
And then
if
the
you're
whole
gonna
crowd.
do it. If you're gonna do it.
Thank you.
When
Oh, there you go.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I don't know what it's
full force.
It's not come from your stomach.
It does.
get to the do this.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
When Florida
When
State
they
is
love
good, college football is better. It is fun
It's
to
like
see a good
everything.
Florida
You want
State.
Notre Dame good. You want good. You want Nebraska. You want all these teams good. It makes life better.
Oh God, Florida State is.
They got a quarterback in Jordan Travis. They got the new receiver Keon Coleman from Michigan State. 3 touchdown catches on Sunday night.
He looked like a grown man.
Looks like a dude.
He looked like a dude. So their tight end. I was like, oh,
they're loaded.
They're a
up.
prop. They're a prop.
They're all the way back.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. They
Mike
look like,
Norvell, who was not a popular guy there early on at
Not
all.
with me.
At all.
not with me.
10 wins last year. Now they're good right now.
They got loaded up front offense. Their offensive line's big and ornery.
when you saw
It wasn't like that
those
2 years
two
ago.
units going against each other, LSU and Florida State on both sides of the ball, the dudes up front,
Ooh.
it was incredible.
Ooh.
There was some sometimes I'm like, I don't know how this O-line is protecting that.
Yeah.
Then they had sometimes obviously defense won their share, sometimes there's some pressures, but it was unreal. It was unreal, the skill set. Now Florida State I think had 6 like personal fouls. They must have had 6. It was just
They're aggressive.
they were aggressive. It was like
amped up.
there's a lot of this one's my bad. That's on me. That's on me. Guys are getting whacked out of bounds and stuff. Just
They're fired up, Bill.
I'm
They're
just like,
fired up.
A lot of that. My bad. That's my bad.
Until the late touchdown, they outscored LSU 31-0 in the second half.
Good.
They were down 17-14 at halftime and had 31 straight points in the second half
They got it
before the late touchdown.
Yeah, they got it rolling.
Yeah, it was an incredible game to watch. And then
45-24.
as you're watching that game, and you say, okay, the 2 best teams in the ACC are Florida State and Clemson. When you watch the game last night, they didn't even look
Just
like
Florida
the
State.
same. It didn't even look the same. It really didn't. Now, will Clemson be in the mix? Yeah, they will be. They will be. They're a good team. They had some things happen. Whatever. They're a good football team. But Florida State looked. I mean, there was not one time you didn't think Florida State was in the SEC when you watched it. That's an SEC.
That
team.
was fun to watch. The second half that was incredible for Florida State, and that was fun to watch. That Jordan Travis was excellent. So
Yeah, they got it. They got. He has 73 touchdowns. I mean, they have a. I don't know if he's a senior because COVID confused all that. He might be a sophomore for all I know.
might be a freshman.
Yeah, but they have stability at that position, and I want to emphasize that offensive line didn't look like that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It didn't look like that at all. Now they got a real offensive
They real
line.
dudes. Yeah, Mass kicks ass.
Yes,
That is our. That's Chit Chat, sponsored by. It's not idle. That was good Chit Chat, sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care. Sign up for a 2024 fertilizer program and receive a free winterizer application this fall. Call or text 402-440-6297. Newton's Lawn Care, your sponsor there.
have they been over lately to your house?
Oh yeah, last week.
Last week.
Yeah,
Last week they were there.
Usually Andrews comes like once every 2 days. That's the sort of Newton.
We'll get to more of the upsets in college football next segment. But let's not beat Nebraska plays Colorado this weekend, 10 a.m. that time, 11 a.m. this time in Boulder, and we thought that Colorado would look. You said, Bill, you said they would look better than Minnesota. Let's correct.
Build that up a little bit more.
Bill said last week he would be shocked.
Build that up a little bit more.
On the airwaves, Bill said he would be shocked if Colorado did not look better than Minnesota. Offensively, for sure. Obviously, defense was fine for the Gophers. And you were correct. Shedeur Sanders had 510 passing yards. They had 4 receivers with 100-plus yards catching the ball. Travis Hunter was exceptional on offense and on defense. And the Buffaloes win the game. 45-42 on the road at TCU, last year's runners-up in college football. Who saw that coming? Nobody.
Nobody.
Except for Colorado, maybe.
Maybe Colorado.
Like I said, I knew they'd be much improved. I didn't know how the game would unfold. I thought it'd be a 1-score to 2-score game. Probably if someone said, well, who do you got to pick to win? I'd say, well, TCU probably gets them in the end or something. But anyway, an interesting thing happened. We had a funeral to go to, me and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So we listened to the entire game driving back to Lincoln. We're from in Ewing, Nebraska. Ewing, Nebraska. Very upset that Knievel's Corner is no longer operational. Saturday night, it was on replay. So I rewatched the game, or Sunday night, rewatched the entire to get some incredible things. What stood out for me offensively was there was going on. It was dudes and a high-level coordinator at this combination.
For Colorado.
They all met up at the same time.
For Colorado.
Yes, they met up with a really good offensive coordinator with really good players.
Sean Lewis.
The fact that when you
You saved that one. That's like the fan base was living. Yeah, it was incredibly altitude. Well, it
will be an altitude.
Dion was wearing a sweatshirt in 90-degree weather.
I don't understand why guys do that. I see it all the time. I don't get it.
And then I was the only thing. Probably the only disappointing thing the whole game was my wife asked several times. She goes, "You think Prime's wearing his cowboy hat?" I go,
he didn't wear it.
No. He didn't wear it.
He didn't wear his hat.
I liked him seeing the cowboy hat. He looked really good in that cowboy hat.
He looks good. I don't know if
he looked good in the regular hat.
It looks fine.
I thought Colorado's uniforms looked great.
Yeah,
the white on white and the white helmet like that. I thought that was
that did look sick.
They had a really good.
They're not. It's not a freak show. That's the key. They just looked. I mean, they hand the ball to the ref. You mentioned that yesterday, Bill. They are not. I mean, they're disciplined. They not just going to be a gimmicky fruit. They're wrong about that. They play good, solid, tough football.
Absolutely,
they're not messing around.
Very well coached, and it was as if Coach Prime took his. There's a lot of Bobby Bowden out there. There's a lot of Bobby Bowden out there of like this is how we do things.
Absolutely,
that showed up a bunch. So like,
you want to do that? You want to do the war chant again?
We'll do it later.
No, we'll do it later.
But anyway, some things that there's like 90 things, but let's just take one.
Okay,
Travis Hunter. Prior to the game, you're talking as a staff probably, and you're going to go. It's 120 degrees on the field. Okay, it's 120 degrees in the field, and you guys are going to play both ways. So right away, we got to go. Okay, where we wanted to play. Receiver, wanted to play corner. Which one is it? Play like that. And you know
why not?
To play, but most people say we got to limit him. He played I think it was 129.
Unofficial.
It was funny. It didn't phase him. So coach's house like, no, he's a dude. Yeah. Let him play. Yeah. It was incredible. It was one of the name a more incredible thing you've ever seen a player play two-way.
I haven't.
I can't name for a long time.
And he was effective. He's very good on both sides too. I mean, I don't know.
He made a great pick deep in Colorado territory.
Yeah, 11 catches for 119 yards.
And he dropped a couple that were very tough catches. It would have been a touchdown or a huge play.
There was one on the sideline that was dropped, but at the same time, it's like how he even got to it was incredible.
Yeah,
his skill set, and I read that if you notice that thing that Coach Prime does. He doesn't have captains on their jerseys. Did you read that? So they get L's for leaders, and then there were 2 leaders and there's 2 dogs. So if you watch Travis Hunter, he's got a D on his jersey.
Dog
for a dog, and that's as good a dog as I've ever seen.
It's DAWG.
Yes.
Yes,
but I'm watching him play. I'm like, and so just think, again, everyone gets excited or not excited after one game. After one game, they have 2 Heisman. People in the Heisman conversation.
2 people. Dylan Edwards
Was it? No,
Or
no,
should
No, it would be Shedeur Sanders and
Travis Hunter.
Can't get Dylan Edwards in
Probably could get him in there somehow.
You've got a couple guys that get in there probably.
there. Now, are people getting tired of Colorado praise?
Well, they probably are, but guess what? That's what's going to happen when they have an upset like that. We all said before. I mean, Bill was more complimentary than you and me, Sip, in terms of what they would look like.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know.
they
we
were
could
20.
build that up a little.
They were
bit.
20-point
Keep building it
dogs.
up.
20-point dogs. People thought they'd be, a clown show out there, and they weren't a clown show from the get-go. They defer. They get a 3-and-out defensively. The very first drive. Okay, hello. And they go down to score. It's 7-zip. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like
That's what I thought.
Opening kickoff, they stopped inside the 15-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I say something to, I think it was through a text message to Steve Sipple.
Mm-hmm.
No, both of us. It was the
It was a
three-legged
three-legged stool.
three-legged stool. And I said at halftime, I go, would this be amazing? I said, this could be amazing if they pull off this upset. And then Sip, you replied, that goes, this is already an amazing story, even at halftime.
Even at
So it's
halftime,
already
yeah,
it's
true.
already a
was
story
amazing.
at halftime
Because they look good.
Yeah, it's
They look good.
already a story at halftime.
Yeah.
I think at one point in the game, TCU had 6 penalties and Colorado had none. That's again, they were a well-coached team. All the way throughout, they were well coached. This team had one win last year, and they got blown out in every game.
And what I'm not going to do is diminish it because especially in our shoes, because if Nebraska went to TCU and won, there'd be nobody in this fan base diminishing the win. I mean, we would
absolutely.
We would be the fan base would be glowing. So I'm not going to come in here and say, well, TCU is really not that good. I mean, they're not TCU of last year, and I don't know how in the hell they picked Chandler Morris over Dugan, but they did last year. Then Morris got hurt. Morris is fine, but he's pretty ordinary.
Yeah, it's nothing special there.
Yeah, he's pretty ordinary. Now, they did average 7 yards a carry, TCU. You can take that away. And I imagine Nebraska will try to play this game in a phone booth, maybe? Is that what you do? Do you play this game in a phone booth?
Nebraska is.
You know what I'm saying?
Nebraska matches up very well with them because of style of play, huddling, big bodies. TCU matched up on because it was both teams were going as fast as they could. Yeah. Both teams. What frustrates teams that like this? So Colorado was always in a rhythm, either off of a stop or it didn't go well.
No, for TCU.
So Colorado on offense was always in a rhythm. What really gets you out of rhythm is sitting on the sidelines. And so you look at, they ran the ball at will against Colorado.
Yeah,
they
what was the numbers? Hold on.
Trey Sanders, look what he had.
Jake.
I mean, they ran the ball at will.
37 rushes for TCU for 262.
262.
Yeah,
Are you sure that's only 7 yards? That's
7.1.
7.1.
Yeah.
At one point in time, they were averaging 10. At one point in time, they were averaging 10.
7.1. But that's a lot. I mean,
That's a lot.
7.1's a big
A lot. I mean, that's so the point is Nebraska should be able to run the football, move the clock, move the sticks, clock, all those things. And that's what will highly frustrate Colorado.
Yeah.
So Nebraska is already, they don't have to change. They don't have to say, okay, we're basically TCU. We go really fast, and now we have to change to a different style. So their style is already built into what's going on.
This is I would tell those running backs in Nebraska, get ready, saddle up because that we're riding you.
Now,
that's what we got to do.
With that will be interesting to see because obviously Colorado struggled against the runs. The numbers are there. It'll be interesting to say how much better will they be on the run when they do have time between plays. So it could be advantage back to Colorado a little bit because some of their things where they were gassed, weren't lined up, didn't. I mean, there's a couple times where Colorado had the guy in great position to tackle him and didn't. And so what'll happen now when the ball's being snapped at 1 second on the 40-second clock and compared to being snapped at 30 seconds faster. Yeah. And so that could be a deal where that gives them, if I'm Colorado, I'm like, okay, we'll get our feet set. We'll have a plan for this. And then there's been a week of film. So there's going to be, hey, listen, right now it's going to be Jeff Sims running the football. Has to be stopped. It has to be stopped by us.
Yeah, and they'll be ready. Now, I will say this about Colorado's defense. Klatt, Joel, on the call, kept saying when TCU is, I think it's its final possession, they got to score. And Klatt said they got to run the ball. They got to run the ball. Well, okay, well, then they did, and Colorado stopped them. When it really got down to it, Colorado stopped them on 2 huge running plays, stopped them dead at the line of scrimmage. So it's in them. Klatt was begging for it. And then they did it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was wrong about that. Colorado did stop him. So we'll see what that looks like. But I think I think that's Nebraska's best hope is to shorten the game. Right.
Matt.
That's the way they play anyway.
Matt Rule was asked yesterday at the press conference, hey, were you surprised at how good Colorado looked on Saturday? Here's Matt Rule's answer.
No. Coach Sanders is a football guy. And so while you can watch all these peripheral things, while you can see, they show their practices, you can watch all this stuff on TV. At the end of the day, when has he ever not been serious about football? He's been a head coach now. He's won both places. So they've got elite players, elite skill players, and elite players up and down the front. They've got anytime you have a great quarterback, you're going to have a chance to win. So I wasn't surprised at all.
Shedeur Sanders is real. I mean, those numbers were real. 38 of 47, 510 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions, no interceptions. And he does, as Bill mentioned, the skill position talent is, I would say, excellent. I just say excellent. And he can take advantage of it.
Horn, there was a
Jimmy Horn.
He was impressive. And they all were. It was very, very
Xavier Weaver.
What stood out for Shedeur Sanders was calmness. He's always very calm, and he has every throw. Some guys don't have every throw. He's got every throw. He can throw them all. And body wise, I mean, he's
6'2", 215.
Yeah, he's what. That's the number you look. The people always say, I love that 6'6", 6'5" quarterback. They don't exist. Just go through the NFL. The guys are usually about 6'2.5", 6'2". That's about what they are. They're not. They're not a bunch of 5'9" guys running around.
I don't want that.
And there's not a bunch, but there's also not a bunch of 6'6" guys running around either. About that size.
If you watched him, I don't think he ever looked rattled the entire game.
No,
I'm talking from first drive to final drive. He was never nervous or showed any anxiety. He was just poised for 4 quarters. 45 points again, a lot of touchdown drives, and he, like I said, 4 touchdowns, no picks, no fumbles by Shedeur Sanders. He was remarkable.
He looks like a coach's son.
He looked like somebody that was just like, yep, I'm ready for this. Let's go win the game.
He plays the game like a coach's son. He does. He doesn't mess around. They don't mess around. I mean, they don't chirp a lot. They're very solid. Okay, now at this point, are we getting any texts saying, okay, cool it with the Colorado praise?
Texters are saying this at 464-5685. Someone says, I'm going to throw up. Stop the Colorado love. It's embarrassing for you. Really? It's not really embarrassing for us. They just had an impressive performance on Saturday.
People are going to get sick of it this week. They're going to get tired of it.
Well,
hopefully Nebraska players will get tired of it, hearing about Colorado. Because that's what the nation's talking about. Right.
Yes, that was the most impressive win of the weekend. I mean, there's a lot of impressive wins. That was the biggest surprise. The biggest story of week 1 is Colorado in college football, right?
Duke fans.
Who denied that?
Duke fans would take issue with
the
that.
Top 5. Congrats. Number 1 story.
Wyoming fans. Wyoming fans.
That was a good win by Craig.
It was a great win.
Yeah.
They were down 17, Nathan.
Were they?
17, Nathan. Yeah.
They won in overtime 35-32.
It was an incredible game.
35-33.
Yes. 35-33, something like that.
Double overtime.
Yeah, double overtime. Was it 35-33?
Yes.
It was. Phil says, Jake sounds like a Colorado homer. I haven't said
Look at Jake.
What have I said differently than you guys? What has been different from you guys, what I've said? It's all been complimentary.
I'm gonna dig into some things on Bill Thrills, I think that'll be interesting to listen to for everyone.
Good.
But
what's that?
Was that?
That was a teaser.
Teaser. Yeah, that was a teaser.
Nyla says hearing Jake's happy voice talking about Colorado is gross. Listen, it's their fault. They won the game. It's their fault. Everybody, don't blame me for talking Colorado. They're the ones that look good.
Yeah, I know people are going to get. I knew people would get tired of it quickly. Yeah. I'll cool it after today.
They
deserve the commentary for how they played. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We're just
if they lose by 7, okay, it's a loss.
Now hold it. Well, hang on, breakers. We also went through in great detail that they gave up 260-some yards rushing.
Thank you,
Bill. That they gave up 7 yards. So it was just Xanadu.
We focused on some negatives here.
But also, for a long time, still thought the game was in Colorado. We didn't even know where the game was.
I knew it was in Fort Worth.
So don't tell me
that. Fort Worth.
But he does have. No, I'm defending myself. I knew it was in Fort Worth. They have a plan. I mean, they have I like their plan. I mean, it's a grand plan. Sean Lewis has a offense that will fit well in that environment. It will, and it fits well with players they have.
If the Breakers want to get more upset, listen to this right here.
Coach Prime, it doesn't get much better than this. You said all along, we come in, this team is here, and wow, did you impress? How proud are you?
Thank you, Jesus. I'm so thankful right now. My son, man. My part right here. My son, my other son. Yeah. Man, I'm loving these kids. Rick George for giving me this opportunity, man. This is a blessing. Everybody, Buff Nation who supported us, and all the hood that had my back. I thank y'all. God, this is good.
What can you tell me about your defense and the way they came up huge with that stop to get this win?
They surrendered some big plays throughout the game, and all we kept teaching was just we need one stop. But what about the offense? How did they respond? How did these guys respond? I don't know how many snaps he played, but we're going to put a hot tub on the plane for him to make sure he's straight.
Hey, we're excited because we are heading to visit your home next week, Folsom Field. What is your message to the fans of what we can expect from Colorado?
We told you we're coming. We told you we're coming. You thought we were joking. And guess what? We keep receipts. God bless you, America. Ooh, God is good.
Congratulations.
There's Dion Sanders,
great
Coach
interview.
Prime, post game of TCU Colorado.
One of the favorite,
Turn the
one of
channel
my,
pretty quick here.
one of my favorite things I
I
did.
it to KFAB.
What was your
I,
favorite?
I just
thing,
love that we keep receipts.
we keep receipts.
He
We
does
coming.
keep 'em.
We keep
Because a lot of
receipts.
people made strong comments
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
And it was very, but it was across the board. It wasn't like one person took
No,
it. It was across the
a
board.
lot of
Where
people.
people took
I was skeptical.
a lot of people said just like that. Listen, they don't have a roster. They don't have a roster.
I was-
They're putting all these new guys together. This is going to be really hard.
I was skeptical until I talked to their beat writer this spring. And then Brian Howell, I think is his name, Brian Howell, the Boulder Daily Camera. And after I hung up the phone, I was like, oh,
He was very complimentary.
they got some dudes.
You know who else was very complimentary and that won't just say stupid stuff that when he watches him practice was Urban Meyer. Urban went out and watched him practice. He said, he goes, I was just read his comments.
I'll tell you what he
He
said.
talked about it in great detail about this team looks this is a good looking football team.
Yeah, hold on.
You know, they'll get some more mass up front eventually, but right now they're not all massed up front.
Texture says, I haven't checked the YouTube stream. Do you guys have your Colorado Cowboy hats on right
yeah,
now?
we're in trouble. I knew it was going to get this way.
Because we talked about it. All right.
Oh, how dare we not talk about the Buffs and their performance on Saturday?
Here's what Urban said. Okay, this is true. Sanders hired really good coaches. I went to the meetings and watched practice. They have, I believe, 70 new players. It's 68 new
68.
68 new scholarship players.
It's crap.
So I call this thing the grand experiment, and I'm telling you, that was not what I expected. I didn't know what to expect. I saw a very good team. I saw talented players, and his son's an excellent quarterback. You can't emphasize Shedeur Sanders enough because he's got to get the ball to those skill guys, and he does it really well.
They take deep shots, they hit. They also
God.
they just have a lot of guys open all the time, at least against TCU. There's a lot of great designs of just open guys for 10, 15 yards. Chunks. Chunk.
The scene's going to be incredible on Saturday in Boulder. It's going to be wild. It's going to be Nebraska-Colorado a big break, that game not being at night.
10 a.m.
They got it
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Pacific 9.
9. Thank you, Bill. That's good
In
math.
Hawaii,
Good
4
God.
a.m.
Really? Would that be
I
4
I
a.m.?
don't know
I don't
about
think so.
4,
I
but
think
it'd be about it'd be like 6.
6 or 7.
5 or
yeah,
6,
6
yeah.
o'clock.
So Hawaii will be up.
Yeah, what
early.
else? What other people still angry? I guarantee they are. They don't want to hear this.
Someone says, do you really think Satterfield will be patient and have the will to run the ball the whole game? Do you think he'll be patient and have the will to run
He's
the
not going
ball?
to run it every play, but
No.
they were. I don't know. I'd have to look back and double check the ratio against Minnesota, but I think they'll run it 60% of the time against Colorado. I would think, right? If it's going, you
try
could get to 70 maybe.
Well, as you watch the film, the first thing you say is, "Well, what was the biggest weakness of Colorado? It was run defense. That's their biggest weakness.
Yeah, and
So
you got
that's
some
what
running
you're gonna
backs.
say. And you got running backs, and you got big bodies up front. Yes,
Nebraska had 19 passing attempts and 37 rushes.
Yeah.
There you
in
go.
that game.
Yeah.
There you go. I think it'd be something like that. Now, do you ask Jeff Sims right now to air it out? We're we're going to turn Sims loose in the passing game. Does that sound like a good idea?
No, I don't think so.
Sims' numbers right now are 31 touchdown passes on his career and 26 picks. That's Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston got benched. I mean, he's 31 touchdown passes, 26 picks. No, you're not turning him loose. You're probably turning Irvin and Anthony Grant loose, and Ramir to a certain extent. That's what you're doing, I would think, right? I wouldn't air it out.
When do you guys leave?
I wouldn't try to
I'm
spoil it.
excited. When do you guys leave?
Friday.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Friday. Are you doing it via driving?
No, we're flying.
What time is your flight at?
We're flying. It's like at 9. So I'll be here Friday.
9 from Lincoln?
Yeah. 9 from
You'll be here for most of the show.
Well, what do you mean 9 o'clock?
9 a.m. or p.m.?
I think it's 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
A little tight.
You get to at 8:30 at the airport.
We'd have to throw you over the fence. We're not trying to go through security.
He's good.
He's good. It's simple. It's simple. He looks a little disheveled, but he's fine. He's got a new haircut. He's fine.
Hey, listen, I don't know what time the flight is. It seems like that.
Hold it. The whole time, do you think the game was here? Do you think the game was in Nebraska?
No, I know it's.
Oh, that
I'll have to go
altitude.
throw you over the fence to get you on the flight. All right, let's go. Come on, we gotta go.
Open the door. I'm here.
Before we get to break, we had a caller patiently waiting. We got just a couple minutes here,
God.
Chris.
Okay.
Chris at the Baldwin Shop has been waiting
get him.
patiently. Chris,
Yeah,
you're on an
get
early
him.
break. Go ahead, man.
Good morning, Steve, Jake, and Coach. And it sounds like me, you guys enjoyed a weekend of great college football.
We did. We
Oh,
did
it
indeed.
was incredible.
Did indeed.
Actually, it's nice to have it back, isn't it, Chris?
There were some great games to watch.
It sure is. It was nice. I think I got bed sores this morning from laying around all weekend. But, guys, yeah, I kind of think like you guys here. Really, this is the way we got to play keep away out there. If we can run the ball, and you guys, please explain to me, like Gabe Irvin had only 7 carries Thursday, and he averaged almost a carry. Have to get going further. I think this game is winnable for Nebraska. I think our defense looked really good Thursday, although I underwhelmed with Minnesota, and I had to kind of speaking about it, you guys. I don't think TCU was as good as we all thought they might be either. So that being said, this is not to take anything away from Colorado. Dion Sanders is the real thing. Travis Hunter was the best player I saw all weekend in all these games. I watched about 4 games this weekend, and including Ohio State and Indiana. Travis Hunter was the best player by far that I saw this weekend. But we need to get, I agree with you guys. God, we cannot have Jeff Sims really throw a lot of passes out there, especially towards the direction of Hunter. This guy's a ball hawk, guys. Listen, and Sims is, let's face it, he's an interception thrower. That's all there is to it. That's his history. And he proved that last Thursday night. Now, guys, listen, I totally agree. We got to keep the ball away from Colorado's offense. They have some great players. And Steve, I heard exactly what Urban Meyer and Joel Clark said the same thing before the game there Saturday morning. They said they have been at practice, been at meetings. Both of them said this is a talented football team, and it was obvious. They, to me, they're going to have the 3, 4, 5 best players on the offensive side of the football in the game. So we got to watch these guys, and they're freshmen too. So a lot of these guys, but guys, hey, it ought to be exciting. Like I said, I think this is a game that Nebraska can win. It's not impossible. The crowd, it's going to be a little hairy out there, but guys, let's hope for the best. And listen, guys, I want to tell you, we watched a lot of football this weekend, but the best teams I saw this weekend were Alabama and Florida State. That's the best teams this weekend. So, guys, great show, great analysis on the weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, think about how drastic this conversation has changed. He said the words, I think this game is winnable for Nebraska. I mean, going into the weekend, it wasn't that.
That wasn't the thought.
No, there was.
That wasn't, the thought was we should get to 1-1, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's
What about the fact that Travis Hunter at one point in time was committed to Florida State?
yeah.
Can you imagine him on that team right now?
God,
Imagine him on the Florida State team right now.
Yeah, he would help. I mean, as good
Would he
as
play on both sides of the ball there?
I don't know.
Wouldn't have to.
I don't think he would have to.
It was one of the best showings ever. Name one better.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball.
For a
Someone went out and
debut, for
played
sure.
120 some snaps in that heat.
I hate
And after the game, he's like, it's fine.
I hate it fans that they'll have the best player on the field and they'll have the best quarterback. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough. This is hard conversation. I get it. I understand.
Why does
empathetic.
Jake sound so happy?
Yeah.
Jake sounds so happy.
I'm the problem here. I'm the problem. It's me. When we come
And
back,
the game is in Boulder.
It's
in Boulder.
It is in Boulder.
I'll alert
Folsom
simple
Field.
one
We'll
last time.
throw you over the fence to get to the plane.
I think we're leaving it. I don't know what time. I don't know what time.
You have no idea right now.
Yeah,
Really,
I think it's
you'll
in the
find-
morning.
It's a couple days away
Yeah.
still. Figure it out. When we come back, the best and the worst from one in college ball next on Early in the Tick.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's not often a man wakes up and says, I feel the best I have in years. We hear this all the time at Limitless Mail. And it can happen to you when you go to Limitless Mail and get a blood test to see what your body is missing. That's how simple it is. Schedule a free consult with Limitless Mail. Discuss your symptoms. Do the blood test. If your lab results say you're low in testosterone, we can fix that. Age is just a number. You can feel your best again. Just ask Limitless Mail.
If you want all the latest technology from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. found in most local grocery stores.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break with Sip and Jake.
Simple, you are an idiot.
Brought to you by Dana Trucking. TicketFM.com.
Back to Nebraska, Colorado at the top of the hour. But for now, the games played in college football over the weekend. We did address Duke's win over Clemson last night, Florida State's win over LSU on Sunday night. There's games we have not hit yet, though. And you want to go to the Big Ten first in this, Phil?
Let's go to the Big Ten. The Big Ten Conference.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's the bad from the Big Ten. I like to go the bad first for the conference. Purdue lost their opener to Fresno State. Ryan Walters 0-1 with the at home loss to Fresno. Illinois tried to lose to Toledo.
That wasn't bad. I'm not going to frame that up as bad.
They did win. They won the game. They're 1-0.
Yeah, they
Toledo, very talented team.
MAC champion.
I'm telling them to be the MAC. Are they last year?
Last year, and they're picked to win this year.
They'll win again this year.
Yeah, they won it. Let's be clear. Toledo won the MAC last year, picked to win it this year, and they have dudes.
All right.
That was not. I get it, Jake. I understand where you're coming from. Due respect.
Thank you.
But that wasn't. I thought that was it ended up being a good win. They made the play of the weekend, or one of them was Altmaier's 33-yard pass
on 4th and 4.
Yeah, took
a shot and took a shot right to his face.
Yeah, he did.
You guys saw the spin move by the defensive
Well,
end.
he had a sack.
Terrence Taylor.
The series before, he got a sack on the same move. I'm watching. I go, here comes the up and under. I call it the ice pick. Ice pick.
Ice pick.
Through the ice
because
pick.
He throws the arm.
Yeah, throws the arm.
Throws the arm back. Terrence Taylor, number 56. Will not. Terrence Taylor, number 56 for Toledo. Won't be at Toledo next year.
No,
he will not be at.
What year is he?
Well, that's a good point.
Maybe he's either NFL or Power 5.
Yeah.
Somebody
will come and get it.
Okay.
Yes, he's going to have all.
Somebody will come.
I told Sipple now, when you play in the MAC or FCS or whatever, you're basically a free agent.
Yeah,
you're playing to get film, and people are going to come look.
He stands out. Now that pass was incredible. Luke Altmaier, 4-4, with Taylor in his face, somehow completes a 33-yard pass to Casey Washington, who's a very good receiver, by the way. And Casey Washington made the play of the day, and then set him up for the game-winning field goal.
They win 30-28, so Illini 1-0 in the season. Other games in the Big Ten of note. Michigan beats East Carolina 30-3. Nothing really special there at all.
Didn't run the ball. Now Michigan didn't run the ball very well, which was odd.
I thought maybe the surprising result. It was a win for this team, but Ohio State looked pretty
pedestrian.
They won 23-3 against Indiana.
McCord had no touchdown passes. Marvin Harrison had 3 catches. Very odd.
That'd be frustrating for those receivers. They have Fleming, so they have some really good receivers. That'll be a little bit frustrating. Where it was a little frustrating was like sometimes, again, coaching wise, just stay within yourself. It's 4th and 4 at like the 40-some yard line before halftime. Indiana just punt the ball, and then the score is 7-3 at halftime. But instead, go for it, don't get it, and they drive it down in the last play. They kick a field goal. Imagine the locker room in Indiana if it's 7-3. It was still just 10. Victory, it was just 10-3, but they just drove down and scored. It's a little different feel.
A little different.
It's a different feel.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to play to that when they're not scoring. Ohio State had 7 points. So it's not like, hey, man, we got to try to keep up. We can't slow them down. Yeah, you can. Slow them down the whole half.
Indiana had 152 yards of offense in the game, 82 passing yards and 71 rushing yards.
We shouldn't laugh.
But they lost by 20. They covered the spread easily in that game. If you want to look at positives,
that's positive.
Offense didn't exist. Defense was pretty good.
Ohio State underwhelming. Yeah. Ohio State very underwhelming.
Mentioned Fresno beat Purdue 39-35. Iowa had a good first quarter, and then it kind of were slow after that. They beat Utah State 24-14.
And these guys score 25 a game, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
was it right on the number?
It's 25.
He's,
Oh, is it 25?
25.
Okay.
He's one below against Utah State. So
Not a good start, Brian.
That means things can be a little rough down the road because, again, the total numbers are the total numbers. They were under 300 yards. If you say before a game you want to try to keep a team under 300 yards in modern day football, that's next to impossible. It's next to impossible. It is. It's next to impossible.
Good, but
it's not good. I mean, it's like what did they have? They had 312 yards. You're like to your coordinator, like, give him a raise, get him a raise, get him more money. No.
Wisconsin was not. They pulled away late, but they beat Buffalo 38-17. That was a game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo hung in there.
Who was it? 14-10 at halftime, I believe.
Let me get that confirmed.
I think it was
14-10 at halftime.
I'm already
Wisconsin
tired of saying Bill was right, but he was right about Wisconsin ran the hell out of it. I mean, both Malusi,
like 179 and 140.
Well, the
Dan Braylon.
the 89-yard touchdown from Malusi helped a lot with the rushing yards.
And then the other big back,
Braylon Allen.
Yeah,
Just-
the big
just
back got a
quick,
bunch too.
Real quick, Jake. This is just. I know this is something. This is not tennis or golf, but all yards count.
They do.
So it's not like you had a big run for a touchdown.
My point was that
they all count.
They
You don't get
a. They had the breakout run. Buffalo did a good job defensively before that.
That was a wow, Jake. That was a wow.
I'm just saying before that was their one breakout play they had in the game. Buffalo played pretty good defense.
Oh yeah, an 89-yard run. You can't really count that.
Can't count that. Can't count that. Then can't count some of those throws that Dion's kid made because because they were open, so they can't count that.
Don't count that.
Don't count that when he was open.
A boring game from Saturday. Maryland beats Towson 38-6. Ho hum. Penn State beats West Virginia 38-15. That was kind of a game for
Covered
a
late. Got a late cover on that.
But in the end, it was pretty dominant.
It was.
Yes, it was
Like
very dominant.
And then on Sunday, the game we all cared about, Rutgers and Northwestern.
I watched almost all of it.
I did. Northwestern scores a late touchdown to get on the board, but Rutgers wins 24-7. It was all Rutgers the whole time.
The time of possession, I think, was 40-20.
I'll get that confirmed, Bill.
It's like 40-20. It's just shocking.
37 minutes for Rutgers, 22 minutes for Northwestern. Wildcats had 201 total yards.
201.
Team to watch. Oh, go ahead.
But with that game it was very interesting to watch. I enjoyed watching it.
Really?
I did. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. But it was just in
a masochistic kind of way.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Thank you for confirming that.
I mean,
You're punishing yourself for something.
Northwestern couldn't get off the field. Rutgers had like 2 drives, like over 15 plays, but it was fun to watch. But I have the stat for you. In the last 4 games, Northwestern has scored 2 touchdowns.
In the last 4 games.
So last 3 last year and this year. And then they scored the one this year with
like 19 seconds.
19 seconds to go.
Speaking of hard to do, that would be hard.
That's hard to do.
Right.
That's hard not to dumb into something.
Right.
Somewhere.
Here's a stat you would like before we move on from this game. Northwestern rushing totals, 22 carries for 12 yards. Leading rusher had 4 carries for 11 yards in the game.
Tough program.
Our boy Cam Porter, we liked 6 carries for 8 yards in the game.
I thought he was an NFL back.
6 carries for 8 yards for Cam Porter.
I think those guys, they need to train at altitude.
They do. Just
you need to go to Fort Worth. Hey, team to watch, Oregon State.
Oregon State with DJ Uiagalelei.
Team to watch.
They beat San Jose State 42-17 on Sunday.
They're real. I was listening to national people talk about Oregon State. That they're like an 11-win type team, 10-win type team, 11-win type team. That's what their people are saying. Now, if you're hoping for Sims to become kind of something else than what he's been, you look at what's the guy's name? DJ
Uiagalelei.
Right. Now he has made a turnaround.
Clemson transfer.
In 2021 at Clemson, he threw 9 TDs and 10 picks. He wasn't a guy. He wasn't their guy. He got replaced.
Yes.
He's gone to Oregon State and revitalized his career. He was excellent last year. Threw for 2,500 yards, 22 TDs and 7 picks. Now he's off to a great start this year. 20 of 25 in the game against San Jose, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. So in the last 2 years, he's 25 TDs and only 7 interceptions. He turned it around.
Absolutely.
You can do it.
They can run the ball very well.
Oregon State.
They're a completely different offense than what he played in at more pro style than what he played in at Clemson. Completely different offense. So it was impressive for what he did and what that team looked like. I watched quite a bit of.
Do they look real?
They look real.
How about
they just
the
look the
Pac-12?
part? The Pac-12 is incredible.
The Pac-12 was undefeated. They
13
have
and
not
0.
lost a game yet.
13-0 because USC has 2 wins, undefeated.
Yep.
And also look really good doing it. I mean, Washington destroyed Boise State.
I think it was 56-19.
You are correct.
It could have been like 80. It really could have. It could have been
That's
like
embarrassing. 80. Oregon
Again.
puts up 81 on Portland State.
Right.
81-7.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing, by the way, for Boise State.
Well, that's a tough one for
That's
them.
a proud program.
Yeah. They expect to win those games, not just play well.
No,
they're
we're
Washington was I'm trying to figure that they were a favorite by I think 14 points.
14.
Blew them out. That's a huge win for Washington to blow them out. Boise State.
It is a big win for Washington.
High scoring games. Ole Miss beats Mercer 73-7. I mentioned Oregon puts up 81 on Portland State, 81-7, and then Oklahoma 73-0 win over Arkansas.
There were a lot of blowouts, and then the thing that comes to mind for me is we always talk about this parity, this notion of parity. Oh, these teams in the FCS and the Group of Five are getting better, and it's getting closer and closer. It didn't look like that this weekend.
No.
There were a lot of blowouts.
We have a lot of things to talk about, and I mentioned to Jake, let's start the show at 5 this morning, so we get 3
5.
hours. And I wanted to go at 5.
5.
I wanted to get like that. Jake,
we'd be up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
You can't get Jake. He won't. He's afraid of the 3-hour show.
That's not true. That's
afraid of
simply
the
that's
3
slander.
hours.
That's slander.
Yeah.
When we come back, Bill's Thrills,
Okay, Bill's
football
Thrills.
facts on a Tuesday, and song of the day on early break in the ticket.
I guess.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team's here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. Hi, my name is Seth with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, no two cases are the same. Whether it's a DUI, a criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. Again, that's libertylawnebraska.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Acres, your John Deere dealers, offering hot financing on all new compact tractors. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 84 months when you buy any new John Deere compact tractor. And with a variety of attachments, you'll make quick work of chores around your acreage. From mowing to grading and moving large loads, Acres has a John Deere tractor to handle your toughest projects. Don't delay. Visit local Acres store to take advantage of this great solution. For every few. Expire September 30th, 2023. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10 or 1501.
You're counting on your team to win. So why not prove it? Bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate as much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day, Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville, 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day. Of course, Jimmy Buffett passed away over the weekend at age 76.
And he wasn't the
76.
only one that passed
was
away
not.
in the rock and roll world. The lead singer of
Smash Mouth, who might be tomorrow's song of the day. You never know.
Also, and his
Steve
name,
Harwell.
Steve Harwell.
Yes.
At age 56.
Yes,
Also,
56.
Gary Wright died. He sang Dreamweaver.
Oh, great
I
song.
didn't see that he passed
didn't see
away.
that. Dreamweaver's a
That could be-
great
that could be
song.
tomorrow's song of the day.
Gary Wright died at the age of 80. Dreamweaver and Love is Alive is a great song too.
Don't know that one, but Dreamweaver.
You'd know
of
it if
course.
you heard it.
I know.
You'd heard. You would.
Dreamweaver's a
What
game
a
changer.
chorus in Dreamweaver.
Anyway, let's get back to Jimmy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Jimmy Buffett.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, he
What's your
was.
song ready, Sip?
Oh, well, it's a 10. I mean,
That's
it's
the
got
right
to be a
answer.
10.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, it has to be a 10. He was an amazing brand. He was created his own corporation, and it was just a vibe that he elicited that was sort of beautiful, and he was, he was an icon. He is an icon.
Parrot heads.
Yes, parrot heads are real.
Parrot heads.
Is that what they call his fans?
Yes,
that's right.
Parrot heads in Key West.
Incredible. So I heard this yesterday on a different podcast. And it's true. He's like a poet also.
He
I mean,
was.
this song, He Went to Paris, Son of a Sailor. I mean, Margaritaville's the most famous. I mean, he's got tons of songs, but his whole vibe, everything about him. Also, he was very much known as is he the most elite guitarist, the most elite songwriter, the most elite whatever? Probably when oh no, that's not him. But he was so good at everything.
Yeah.
He was so good at everything. And also, I always go back to this thing about Likability. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of likability. Could anyone be more liked than
Not
Jimmy
many
Buffett?
people.
Not many. I mean,
who dislikes Jimmy Buffett?
there'd be
Yeah,
no.
who would say, no, I don't like Buffett.
Yeah, I don't do that. Hey, Buffett's playing down at the
I'm
zoo.
not
You want to go?
that.
No,
I don't like Buffett.
I'm not going. Buffett's
It'd be a
dumb.
really weird thing to say.
If someone said that,
Jimmy Buffett
Hey,
sucks.
exactly. Yeah. Hey, Buffett's
No,
playing.
nobody
Yeah,
said nobody ever.
So nobody. So it's a 44. I give it a 44.
44 on a 10
Yes.
scale. Wow.
44. on a 10
Okay,
scale.
that's illegal. That's okay.
Auto 10, Josh.
Auto
Go
10.
scored. Auto
Yeah.
10.
Yes.
Auto
oh,
10.
Yeah. Auto 10.
Do you give
yeah.
it auto 10?
It's got to be a 10.
Yes.
Auto 10.
It's auto 10.
God.
Yeah,
It was
auto
10.
Good job. Brought live music to Wrigley Field. That
I
would have
didn't
been
know that.
fun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very cool.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Before I get to Bill's Thrills, let's get a legal ID real quick. Hang on 1 second. Here we go.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM for 93.7 The Ticket.
Now we know it is Tuesday, but it's basically Monday for the show
a
because
lot.
we didn't have a show yesterday. So it is not it is not Bugaboo Tuesday. It's a Football Facts Tuesday today on Bill's Thrills.
Bill Trump.
Let's get to that right now with the intro.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom.
Yes.
Bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it gonna be bonanza?
Mushroom throw thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Again, it is Tuesday, but it's really Monday because it's our first show of the week. Football Facts Monday/Tuesday with Bill on Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors. Bill, the floor is yours.
All right, focus in, Sip.
Oh, I'm blocked.
Lock
in.
in.
We're gonna talk some. We're gonna talk some.
Hold on.
Talking some ball right now.
Look, it's all written down.
Yeah. Great moments are born from great opportunities, which is, as we know, was the start of the greatest sports match ever. That was from Miracle.
Oh, that was from Miracle.
Great moments are born from great opportunities in the movie Miracle. Nebraska CU is not USA versus Russia. This is not a bunch of college kids playing grown men in the Olympics.
Right.
That it's not.
But
Let's just make sure we say it out loud so everyone knows this, and it's true. The stage changed dramatically Saturday. It changed dramatically Saturday. Don't say that's all the same. No, it's not. The stage changed dramatically Saturday.
100.
When 100, when we saw 100, when we saw what was on film. So that was a huge change. Okay. Also, the old school rivalry matters. So you're not just playing you're not playing a team. You're not playing a team. You go, okay, they're really good. Do we really play them much? No. There's such a history of Boulder with what's going on with this. Here's the thing. I'd give like a full year salary to coach in this game. Full year salary to coach in this game.
Because
What's that? Because this isn't about a speech. It's not about watching a day-by-day video. It's about the preparation. So if you're a dude at all as a player or a coach, you want to play in this stage. Think of the venue you're gonna go play in. You didn't grow up playing football in the backyard with your Nerf ball, saying like, I hope I get a piece of San Jose State someday.
Yeah, in front of 17,000 people.
That's what I hope.
That are yawning.
So
and
I
barely
would be as a coach, player, anything. I would be so excited.
Oh God, yes.
To go play in this venue. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You're kidding me.
And also, with that being said, so the preparation. You watch it. Don't ever tell the team. Again, Nebraska has a lot of really good players. So don't say we're not good enough to be able to win the game, which I know no one's saying that. But they have plenty of good players. So the way to attack them, obviously, is in your preparation is status quo, same preparation. Yeah. There's no different. You don't change your body language. You don't change. You handle everything exactly the same, which I'm sure this staff will do. But then you go through, it's the same thing. You've seen him on film. I wouldn't have wanted to open up with Colorado, but now you've seen him on film. So you have teaching points. You have plans of how to win the game. You present, hey, here's the plan to win the game. Here's how we're going to go about it. Here's how we're going to do this to be able to go up there as fans. I mean, really, were you really excited to go to that game? I'm sure you are at that. What if Colorado got beat 64-3?
Not as excited.
I mean, this
Not
right now,
as excited.
this game now has went to this is one of the most. I mean, you got Texas at Alabama at night.
Big.
Everyone's there'll be 20-something million people watching this game. That's what you want.
There'll be a big number.
That's what the numbers will be huge. It's big noon, and Prime has made this thing explode because of the experiment, and then the experiment started off hot.
The TV number will be gigantic.
And that's what you hope for your entire life is you want to be in these like that. I learned that fast that all games aren't the same. Don't tell me they are. They're not the same. You prepare the same and they do count the same. If you beat Michigan, but you lose to Northwestern, it's still a loss in the Big Ten column, and it's a win for this column. I get that.
Oh yeah.
But games are different.
Oh yeah.
Games are different when you go. We're different when we go to Cedars or we go out to National Guard. Don't tell me it wasn't a different day. It was waking up and driving out there.
It was.
That's just the way it is. So you get the opportunity to be in the game. I mean, how excited? Simple. You and Jake are both going.
Yeah.
Is there more excitement to this than saying cover Nebraska and North Dakota last year?
A little. Just a little. No, this is amazing. No, you're exactly right about this. The TV number will be gigantic.
It will be. It should be massive.
And the scene will be incredible. And you're right. It's a rival. It's a heated rival, by the way.
And it's an opportunity. So, like I said, if you're playing, I would much rather as a coach had that happen. Be like, all right, they're really good. We got this. We got them on film. Let's go. Here's our plan. Here's our plan to win all week long. Here's exactly what we're going to do. Opportunity like that.
Read it again.
Great moments are born from great opportunities.
I hope
this is an opportunity that you want. Nebraska has to have an uplift. This is your opportunity. You want these grand stages because La Tech's terrible. So being La Tech at home, that's not the opportunity you're looking for. This is the opportunity you're looking for. You have very good players. You see the defense. There were some turnovers on offense, but they did enough good things to get some things done. And then again, how you prepare for like that. This would be a game. There's nothing better than a coach that someone's like, oh, I'm going to beat those guys. You're like, yeah, watch. We got a plan.
See, here's the thing. Should be able to go in there and win, but you're right. This game is now really meaningful. It is a great opportunity for Nebraska. Everybody's talking about Colorado. If I were a Nebraska player, I'd say, let him talk. Just let them talk.
Yeah, don't say a word. Yeah, that looks. Yeah.
We'll fly under the radar.
Yeah, you'd understatement so much like that's all I would talk about is how great they are.
First quarter will be on the radar.
Yeah.
First quarter will be on the radar.
That's Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Mid Plains Advisors, Dirk Scott, and Tire Context for your financial needs at Mid Plains Advisors. Top of the hour next. More Nebraska-Colorado discussion next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments in the States because of effective word-of-mouth. More about how you can get results for joint pain today at medical.com or call 402-323-8400.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we have people coming to the tailgate. Burger, check. Chips, ice cold beer, check. Something. Where's the my cardigan? Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Acres, your John Deere dealers, offering hot financing on all new compact tractors. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 84 months when you buy any new John Deere compact tractor. And with a variety of attachments, you'll make quick work of chores around your acreage. From mowing to grading and moving large loads, Acres has a John Deere tractor to handle your toughest projects. Don't delay. Visit your local Acres store to take advantage of this great offer. Acres, solutions for every field. Offer expires September 30th, 2023, subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. Temperatures a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, low of around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with some areas of smoking and haze. Cooler temperatures too, with a high of around 82. Major drops, Kyle Cup for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 sponsored by our good friends at Midwest Bank, member FDIC. Location in Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers by early 2024. And what does Steve Schindler have today?
Today, what he has is the first person that comes in after 10:14 a.m., Steve's going to take him to lunch.
Oh, is that
Steve's
right?
taking him to lunch. The first person to come in and ask to talk to Steve Schindler about a loan, he's taking him to lunch.
Steakhouse.
Yes, taking him to lunch.
If you're there at 10:13,
nope,
not getting lunch.
Not getting it. So,
so
Schindler's buying lunch.
First person there.
10:14 to meet with Steve about a loan.
Can it be a group lunch?
Could be a group lunch. They're going to go
Bring
to
your
their.
family.
There's a little convenience store there. I think it's called 59. It's a nice little convenience store. They can go there. They can go to Schaefer's. One of the two. But yeah, we're going to get like some chicken strips. Yes.
That's nice of Schindler.
Yes, nice of Schindler to do that. Nice of Steve Schindler to do that. So today, Steve's buying lunch for that person.
10:14.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Schindler has good.
He's a lot. He's
a lot of fun.
He texts me right away in the morning every day.
Your today's special.
He's listening to this right now, going, "I didn't know I was doing this."
Steve, you're a lot of fun.
You're a lot of fun.
Steve, you're a good guy.
You're a barrel of laughs.
You're a lot of fun. Can I get into something?
Yeah, do.
Okay, real quick. Yesterday I had an amazing day and ended up spending some time with the Carpenters, with Brian and Shelley Carpenter. Brian Carpenter is one of the all-time great fullbacks here to ever play. Then ran the video department forever at Nebraska. So he was really close with Frank and So
Coolidge.
so we're sitting there talking about some things, and I talked about the Colorado game because in I think it was 88, they ran a screen pass on the first play. Carp took it like 60 some yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So he gets back. He goes. I was completely hyperventilating. I couldn't get oxygen. They're trying to maybe breathe into a bag and stuff. But this is what's so cool about the Colorado sideline. I felt a tap on his shoulder. And it was a friend of his, this girl that went to school with him the year before, to say, that's a great play. He goes, she could get to him. She could tap him on the shoulder.
So
goes, that's how close you were. That's a great play. She taps. He
That's
looks over. He can't breathe. She's like a year young. She goes, that's an incredible play. Nice job, Carp.
That'd be weird.
That'd be weird. That's what he said. He goes,
beautifully weird.
He kind of looked over.
Yeah.
Brian Carpenter's one of the funniest people you ever want to talk to in your life. He's hilarious. But just his face, he said, when he looked over, thanks.
Where'd you come from?
Where'd you come from?
How'd you get here?
But that's how close they are. And I
88.
I used to always say it was so much fun. It was so much fun because the fans were so close, and they'd just be screaming at you as you're drawing stuff up. They'd be screaming at you, Coach, that isn't going to work. Stuff's going to,
that'll never work,
you idiot.
The fans, the peanut gallery.
The peanut gallery. So anyway, I want to hit on that.
You think that was 88?
The sideline. Jerry Godowski threw the ball to him. Big offensive player of the year.
11. Is that what that was? Yeah. 11-2. I got a media guide here. Osborne was the coach.
Yeah.
11 and
I believe they ended up losing the game. I don't think they won. They lost by 3 or 4.
I don't know. No, this shows 88. Nebraska won 7-0.
That's it. I don't think that. Maybe it's 87. Maybe it's 89.
87.
I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
The point being was it was an unbelievable play by Jerry and by
Jerry
and Brian Carpenter.
I'm going to figure this out on the run here. Just hold on. Jerry Godowski was the starting quarterback for 1 year.
Yeah. So every year that was.
Yeah.
And he was the Big 8 offensive player of the year also at that time. Anyway,
well,
great stories.
We'll keep finding that. We'll move
how
on.
they can get to it.
I'll find it.
464-5685. Call or text as always. You can always watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. So we've talked about Colorado today at length in terms of how impressive they were in week 1 against TCU. Now,
people don't want to hear that.
There's a game this Saturday. Nebraska will play them in Boulder, and people want to know, okay, how do you beat them now? With that offense, with 510 passing yards, 4 guys going over 100 yards receiving. Bill, you've coached defense for a very long time in college football. Nebraska's 3-3-5 was good against Minnesota, but in terms of slowing down Colorado, where do you start at if you were Tony White today?
The initial part is self-inflicted errors. So the thing, when I took over on defense last year, the first team we were playing was Indiana. At the time, they were the fastest team in the country.
That's right.
For tempo.
So
we spent so much time on how to get lined up and what our plan was to get lined up and play. And we ended up going, I remember talking to Matt Millen. He's like, I don't know how it's going to happen because they had so many mistake touchdowns they had prior to this. And that was our number one goal. And we were basically 100% on being lined up because of the plan we had to be able to do that. Because where the errors come is when things are going fast, if the defense has to look to the sidelines. Yeah. If they're looking to the sidelines while they're lining up, oh man, advantage offense. Yep. So you have to be able to know, it's one of the things was like, hey, we'll never look over unless there's an incomplete pass.
Okay.
Then you can look over and then we can change a call. So I did a lot of repeat calls. They knew, hey, we're going to run this defense. If they're going fast, same as. Or you build in captain calls. And captain calls mean they has a very small a very small menu. But captain calls means that your inside linebacker, I'd let him make the call.
Right.
So don't look to the sideline. That's where you see all these errors. They're looking over like that, and they're lined up. Yep. By the time you snap back around, we had this. So I developed this crazy way of getting lined up on trash cans back to back, and so the defense would stand in the middle, and then all of a sudden like that, we'd just go boom. We'd give them a call. They'd point to which way they had to turn around, and we already had the whole team lined up. How to get lined up. Then we turn around and go the other way. So our time was spent on that. That was more important to me than any work that was being done schematic-wise of what had to happen in the game. Getting lined up is what matters defensively because Nebraska's got a lot of good players. Make sure they're playing every snap.
Yeah.
And then also I think sometimes look out there and the speed does that to you. And then you get the palms up from your players. Like I'm not getting the call. I don't have this. Yeah. So your plan of what you're going to do against that to make sure that, hey, we have all 11 guys playing the same call and playing defense. that happens.
Yeah.
And so because their tempo is fast.
They'll snap it quickly within 8 or 9 seconds.
Probably 8
It was
9,
very
10
quick
seconds.
against TCU.
So and now it's different with officials. Officials actually work somewhat diligently to get the ball spotted fairly quickly.
Right.
They really do. Before, the Big Ten was the best. They were like the officials speed the game up, and they kind of not really leisurely, but they were much slower than some places.
Yeah.
And now the ball's getting set really, really fast.
Yeah.
So that would be the first plan. I'd be plan to win. Get lined up. What's our plan? How are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
How's this going to happen? So all 11 guys are playing defense, because then your chance goes way up. If all of a sudden one D lineman and one DB are not playing the same thing, or they're looking to slide when the ball snapped, then they got you.
Yeah, and they're explosive.
TCU had
too.
that problem. TCU had that issue. They had palms up.
Yeah.
They were questioning one here.
Yeah,
and they got beat in those plays.
I just wonder if TCU. I think TCU probably took them a little lightly too. It like their coach Sonny Dykes said they played with a lot more energy. Colorado played with a lot more energy. TCU tackled terribly. I mean, they had a bad tackling game. I mean, Nebraska's going to see that. Now, Nebraska won't overlook them. That's the good news. I mean, Nebraska's not going to
have our
overlook
attention.
Colorado. Yeah, it has everybody's attention. So, like Bill said, it's a huge game. Now, right now, it's a way bigger game than we ever thought it would be. Now it's a colossal game. And Nebraska should be on its screws, Now, on offense, I just think it's clear what you do. Nebraska doesn't have firepower at receiver. Their best players are at running back. They have a running back at playing quarterback. Just run it. I mean, I think you can hammer that Colorado. I don't think they're as bad up front as some people would lead you to believe, but I think that's where you get them.
Yeah, 30-second series is really bad. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just go boom, boom, boom. You go
can't have them.
You can't have them.
Can't have them.
Because 2 or 3 first downs has to mean that we just use up 5 and some plus minutes.
Getting a hold at the clock, run, then hammer number 22 out.
Which I said they're set up for, because guess what? They already do that.
Right, they do it.
So you're not going like, hey, we got to change what we do. I know we want to be a wide open, spread team, and we're going to be all over the place. No, that's not what they've. That's not.
They huddle.
They didn't show that against Minnesota, so I'll stay the same way. And that's the biggest weakness on film, is stopping the run for Colorado. That's their biggest weakness.
Yeah. So flip the conversation. If you're a Nebraska fan, you want to feel good. Think about how good it might feel on Saturday if your big running back, and then Grant's kind of a big running back. He runs real tough. If you're just hammering them, if you're getting 5, 7, 20, and you're running clock, and your offensive line feels good, their chest puffy.
Oh yeah.
And you say, hey, okay, Dion, what are you doing about this? You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna hammer it at you all day long. That's what. If you're a Nebraska fan, you'd come out of there feeling really good about that type of win, right?
And yes, unbelievable. That's what I said.
Ready to get Bills through.
Great moments are born from great opportunities. So it's an opportunity to be the biggest. Where Nebraska now can be the biggest story of the. Imagine this: could they be the biggest story of college football
of the day?
To go out there at home and beat Colorado,
right? And
that changed the narrative really quicly, because everyone's freaking out after the loss to Minnesota. The way it happened, not because they lost, the way they lost to Minnesota. Colorado has this impressive win. All of a sudden, if you win this game, you're 1-1, and you beat Colorado on the road after the impressive win.
The whole thing.
All the negative, not all of it, but a lot of negativity.
A lot of it
goes away.
Read the top.
Goes away.
Read the top.
I'm going to read it like you read it. Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I will say this. I've listened to that speech like 200 times. I just love that. It's just I feel Russell was that the actor was Herb Brooks. I feel he was.
Yes, I'm here. I hear you. What's the text line saying?
46456. You guys are such homers once again. This team is getting trashed at Colorado. Well, that's negative.
That's not. It's not homers. We just
easy.
Whoa.
You're mishearing us.
We just gave the example.
We're trying to give an example how to win the game.
That's what I went through.
People have bashed us for talking too much about Colorado. Now we try to give Nebraska a path to victory, and we're called homers. You can't win right now. You can't win.
Hey,
come on, Breakers.
The fan base is a little edgy, right?
Yeah, they are.
It's a little edgy. Psychiatrist on every corner might be helpful.
And then we didn't have any snacks this morning either.
No,
We
no,
had no
we
so
food.
we're a little edgy ourselves.
Texter says this: I agree that Colorado could not stop the run, but couldn't they just load the box against us because we have below average wide receivers?
Sure.
Sometimes you can run against a loaded box.
Yeah. And I will say this: Colorado's got really good defensive coaches.
Yeah.
I know the whole staff. They're really good defensive coaches. So they're frustrated with how they played.
Right.
And I would bet a lot of those runs, if you go back and evaluate it, when did they happen? Off of tempo, them not being lined up, ready to play. So Colorado will gain it's like, point counterpoint. Colorado will gain advantage of things being slower defensively. Hey, we're lined up, we're set.
And they'll load the box. But you can run if you're a good run team, you can run against a loaded box. Am I wrong?
No, Duke ran for like a 50-yard touchdown at the end of the game against zero coverage. Yeah, with everyone up. So yeah, you can
do
it. Do you think there was a time when Nebraska was rolling, they didn't go against a loaded box?
It was always loaded.
Every play.
Every game was loaded.
Every play.
Yeah.
Every play.
Every play.
They were never like, hey, we're gonna play two. We're gonna play cover two.
Right.
No, they'll rush for 900 yards. So they played against a loaded box their entire life.
And they're still going.
They put 900 on us.
We've been waiting for this text all day.
Okay.
From Wet Blanket.
Oh boy.
Wet Blanket is truly
I'm sure
a wet
he's
blanket.
in all his glory right now.
Ready for this? Ready for this Wet Blanket? He says, nothing makes me more optimistic than a recipe of Husker offensive line domination. That's happened often over the past 70 years.
Boy, it's the fan base is on edge.
You got to get a win, man.
Not
Wet
even-
Blanket.
Wet Blanket.
One of my favorite names on the texter.
Oh, and he's-
I will say this: he always texts it as
He-
a wet blanket.
yeah.
He is
Oh, yeah.
properly
He
named.
stays true to himself.
He's so true to
Thank you,
himself.
wet
True to
blanket.
himself.
It never
Thank you.
changed, Wet Blanket. We need this. We need you.
Yes,
Oh, it's
thank
raw.
you.
This is raw. This has gotten off to a little bit of a rough start this season. Good God.
Jake and Hickman says, I like Nebraska's odds this weekend a lot more than I did against Minnesota.
Well, I would push back on that for one reason, just like I mentioned on Friday, that Colorado's better than Minnesota.
Yeah.
Colorado's a better.
You called
better
that. That
team.
was interesting.
Better team than Minnesota, and that was after seeing the look test, because I walked away from Minnesota being like, it was like, okay, there wasn't anything at Minnesota you looked at and went, okay, now, and so they don't have some of those guys running around. Minnesota didn't have those
No.
players.
God, no.
Nor did they have the quarterback.
Rule made a good point yesterday, though, when he said Nebraska turned it over 4 times against Minnesota, jumped off sides twice inside the 5, and still led with 5 minutes to go. Let a Big Ten team on the road with 5 minutes to go. I mean, you got to close that game out.
Yep.
And
Missed
we're
opportunity
not
for
having this sort. The tenor of this conversation is way different.
If Nebraska had won that game 10-3 or 13-10, yeah. Was it no, but win's a win.
Win's a win.
And you feel like, all right, let's go, Colorado. You don't have the woe is me. Even with their win on Saturday, you don't have woe is me.
It'd be a Big Ten road win in front of a crowd, and that was that
Absolutely.
place was it was loaded. The stadium was full. It was a quiet scene.
It'll be
a damn gold out.
It's a gold out. Is it a white out?
I don't know if they'll do that or not.
I think it's a white out
at Colorado.
I think it's white out. We'll check for that.
It's a
for sure.
gold out, and that there's a lot of beer flowing.
Yes.
But look at Jake's face. He's so excited. He likes beer.
I do. Breaking news. I like beer.
Yeah,
Yeah. We have a call
Oh, we
on the
don't.
Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. Brendan, you're on early break. Go ahead, man.
Hey guys, really nice to be on finally. I
Has Jake
listen
been
to you
ignored?
every day, but since I don't live in the area anymore, I listen to you guys on podcasts. But I'm working from home, so I thought I'd take a chance and call.
Great.
So my question is, I also put this question on Twitter for the mailbag as well for online or Husker Online, but pretty much just seeing how USC and now Colorado have basically changed the landscape of how college football is building teams. But now we have also another example of Florida State kind of showing of being a developmental team with Mike Norvell. Do we still hope and believe that Nebraska fans, with everything that we've endured, can stay patient enough to have potential Florida State results in the next 3 to 5 years, or are things just really starting to unravel because they've just been bad for so long?
Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate the phone call.
I think you can be patient. You just got to see progress along the way. I think that's a clear answer. Yeah, I think fans will be patient as long as they're seeing incremental progress. If it's, I mean, that's what it comes down to. And you know, the game, Nebraska, you could say they made progress. It was a lot. As Rule mentioned yesterday, the start of this season is better than the start of last season in the context of Georgia Southern and Oklahoma, which were utter disasters. Now maybe I don't know. I don't know how the season's going to go, but the defense got off to a really good start, right? And special teams got off to a really good start. So you did see some progress, but that's the answer. You have to see some progress.
There's so many things that have not been identified yet on every team, because everybody's off a one-game situation.
Right.
So there's going to be so many more things. When this game's over, you're going to be like, okay,
right,
that's a whole new set of good things and a whole new set of problems. And remember, I talked to you about stats. They don't get real till about week 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
So don't talk about them like, well, we're playing rule. We're doing who'd you play? What do you get 8 or 9? Then
100.
Then the stats become real. And remember, Jake also changed things. Now, if you get a long run, the yards don't count.
I was just pointing out the yardage.
It is good though that Nebraska's. God, it just sounds weird, but they're opening with 2. I know Minnesota's not great, but it was a Big Ten game on the road, and now you're playing a Power 5 team on the road. So you'll know quite a bit. You know quite a bit about Nebraska now. You'll know even more on Saturday, and that's good. I mean, I like this better than with Patsy's. I know what you're thinking.
Nebraska fans might push back, say,
a little
hey, man,
bit.
this has not gone well for us so far with these Big Ten openers.
Well, to get off subject a little bit between Nebraska-Colorado, I hope the committee in the playoff system finds a way to look at games and reward people, because LSU losing the game to Florida State, they should still get way more points than beating a Nevada or someone else. I mean, they chose to play in
Orlando
in a big game against a team. They didn't have to do that.
In Orlando.
Either team, they could have went, no, we're not doing that. That could kill us.
Right.
They went out and played.
Yeah.
Texas and Alabama are playing. Teams that are I have so much respect for those two teams. And right now, LSU should still be way ahead of a lot of teams that all won games.
You think they deserve grace?
Absolutely.
They would deserve more grace, however, Bill, if they didn't get rolled in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and in the end, it was
they got rolled.
But they went and played.
Lost by 21.
They went and played. I have to give them a lot of credit. So
I do. And they went into the Hornets' nest, Orlando, which was like a home game.
Yeah.
You heard the war chant.
Yeah.
My God, that was beautiful.
It was loud.
My God.
Yeah.
I had the chills for 15 minutes.
Like to
the hair on my back was standing.
I'd like to hear from Marty.
Where's Marty at?
I know. I don't know what I couldn't get a hold of him yesterday. I wanted to talk about the game. With
There's a lot of partying. So many things came up. Another thing that came up, which was that Casey Thompson threw 5 touchdown passes
at Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic.
They played against what?
What was he? 20 of 25.
20 of 25.
Yeah, didn't play a great competition,
but still
20 of 25.
Monmouth's not very good.
And
I thought they were loaded this year.
It's a good Monmouth team. It's a good Monmouth team.
Yeah, Casey, of course, played well.
He did play well. Before we get to break, Wet Blanket's back one more time.
He's back. Okay.
Now he has a response to our comments on him. He says, I should change my name to Nostradamus because I'm not intentionally negative. I'm just intentionally right.
Intentionally right. I like Wet Blanket. Don't change your name.
Yeah, we're keeping that forever.
Stay as the blanket, please.
Yeah. Stay as the blanket, indeed.
It's it.
We love the negativity.
Oh, read one more time, please.
Great moments are born from great opportunities.
What an opportunity. I'd be so pumped if
10 a.m.
if I'm a Husker player or Husker coach.
Fox, what time, Jake?
11 a.m. this time, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Fox, Gus Johnson
9 a.m.
again with Joe Klatt on the call.
Yeah, Klatt and Gus Johnson.
They saw both Nebraska and Colorado week 1. They saw them both play. So they'll be ready for this one. Well, let's look at the Big Ten East when we come back. An early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe. Our patients experience little to no downward procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 15 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL, Class A, and driver. Gaina Trucking guaranteed year-round, and their strong team culture isn't a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, or with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a career day with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come Bill Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family rated. Always the best value.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself and your sportsers. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at Faith and Vine.
I work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree, and I didn't have one. Found out that Doan had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doan.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple of years, and a few months ago, we finally did something. Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem, call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture environment state, and outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com. Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack. Load up on Führer's cheese spread today.
This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake. Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thank you, as always, for all the calls and texts today at 402-464-5685. I appreciate all you guys chiming in with the show. Even Wet Blanket. He brings us he's just trying to be right, Sip.
The blanket.
Whatever. Wet Blanket's out there. Nostradamus, a.k.a. Wet Blanket.
Pat himself on the back. That's beautiful.
He is. Okay, we
sorry. Bill's going to give me this.
Guys, Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah,
Jimmy Buffett's dead.
There's a few of these this week, Bill.
Was there a couple of those? Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I know you do. It's amazing how you do it. Anyway, reverse. What do we call it? Reverse peace sign.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
Motorcycles, motorcycle riders. There's a lot of that. There's a lot. We're dropping a lot of those this week.
Good. Glad you had a good time.
It's amazing when you're on the interstate and someone on the way on the other side truck. I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
Good idea.
Going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'll drop
between two semis. Just make sure to let the other guy know that I see him. Go in the other direction.
Brother. Watch
4
this.
lanes
I mean,
over.
they're way
Watch
over.
this,
Yeah, they're way over. Anyway, what do you want to talk about here?
Well, we kind of hit on the Big Ten a little bit earlier, but we did not get to the East in terms of the beasts of the East: Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Now, Michigan, as Bill said, just a boring game. We didn't even watch it. It was a predictable 30-3 win over East Carolina.
It was curious because they didn't run the ball that well. Corum did have 11 carries for 77, which isn't. I mean, that's not bad. But they didn't. Michigan didn't roll up yards on the ground you would have expected them to. McCarthy was excellent.
He was.
Yes.
He was excellent.
He
Ohio
threw it like 90%, right?
I'll get it right now. He was in the game 26 of 30, so about 90%, 280 and 3 touchdowns.
And what they rushed for?
They rushed for
not much
on the ground. Michigan had 31 carries for 122 yards. 3.9 yards a carry.
No, that's not Michigan. That's not what you'd expect from Michigan. Ohio State wasn't what you'd expect. Kyle McCord threw no touchdown passes.
Yeah,
very odd.
To me, it's obvious. The team that feels worst of themselves the first after week 1 of the beast is Ohio State.
Yep,
you got some concerns there. Defense looks really good defense, but the offense with those 4 didn't hit them. Against Indiana, who's going to be seen as a bottom feeder in the Big Ten Conference.
Makes you excited right out of the gate for when Ohio State goes to Notre Dame now. Just from how the first couple of games have looked, it's like, oh wow, that's going to be
Notre Dame looks real, right?
It's pretty good. And they have a solid. I mean, this started like 49 games.
You guys are huge Sam Hartman fans, aren't you?
He's very good. I like Sam Hartman.
I like Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman. Yeah,
and that at Notre Dame, kind of a wake up the echoes type of game. That'll be a full one. It'll be a real one.
But Ohio State has another, FCS team. They have Youngstown State this weekend, so you should have a chance to hopefully get some things righted here after a rough week. Penn State's got to feel good though. Drew Aller looked pretty good in the game against West Virginia.
Really good.
So, I mean, again, you can't judge a season after week. We all know week 1 is one game, but I think of the 3, Ohio State feels the worst of themselves going into week 2, right? Any doubt about that?
No. I think you're exactly right.
And I'm sure right now their fan base is very panicked, but they gave up 100 some yards on
150.
So I wouldn't be too panicked. You have a really good defense. Yep. Offense can catch up, and they've got really good players.
They're loaded.
Yeah.
East Carolina, tip your cap to them. And Indiana, tip your cap to them. West Virginia, not so much. What else was in the East? Who else?
Maryland beat Clemson 38-6.
The honor.
Rutgers beat Northwestern 24-7. Michigan State beat Central Michigan 31-7.
Michigan State looked pretty for a while. Okay, I watched quite a bit of that game. I was pretty impressed with the quarterback Kim.
Yep,
I was pretty impressed with him. They're pretty good team.
Seems like a long time ago. That game was on Friday night.
Friday night.
Jonathan, Noah Kim.
Yes,
18 for 31, 279, and 2 touchdowns in the game.
Pretty good.
He was pretty solid. He was pretty solid. I thought it was a good-looking team.
Yep,
it's pretty good.
But think about the see Keon Cole have 3 touchdown catches. For
That'd be horrible. It'd be a horrible feeling.
Shows up like, watch this. I'm prime time now here. He's the guy. 3 touchdowns. Everyone's raving about him, and he was a Michigan State Spartan last season. Keon Coleman.
Like I said, I hate to repeat myself, but it was just nice to have college football back. I mean, last night was an interesting scene.
Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was interesting. Watching Duke, by the way, getting good. I mean, that's a good.
They won 9 last year, but they didn't play any of they didn't play a Florida State. They didn't play Clemson last year. So the schedule was really. They didn't play Notre Dame. They weren't 3 best teams. They didn't play, but they still won 9. That helped build things, kind of get them going. They were a good-looking team. There was never a time when you said
Elko
they don't belong on the same field as Clemson. Never said that.
When Northwestern's when Fitz got in trouble, some people are talking about Elko heading over to Northwestern, and Duke locked him up.
For good reason.
Elko.
Have you ever been to that area?
To the Duke area? No,
it's incredible.
I have not. No,
it's incredible.
Is it?
Yeah, you don't want to be moving out of that area. That's incredible.
Really?
What's really interesting is that if you took from basically Seward, York at the farthest, York to Lincoln, in that space, there is Duke, North Carolina State. That's how close they are.
That's amazing.
From here to York.
That's amazing.
That's how close
that
those
is
3
crazy.
schools.
Think about that.
Those 3 schools.
That's crazy.
Those are all big areas.
Yeah.
Those are big cities.
Yeah. So
Duke has dudes, though. I mean, especially on defense.
They have a corner that's in his 7th year. He made a couple plays. He's a 6'4" corner. I don't have all the background information. Very impressive player. Very impressive player.
God, Duke.
Can I get you guys to guess a spread
Yes.
for Saturday's game? Ready?
I would love to guess.
Okay.
On the ticket.
UTEP plays at Northwestern on Saturday.
Ooh.
I'm going to say that's.
Hold on.
That's almost like a. I'm going to say Northwestern +2.
So they're an underdog at home to UTEP.
No, they're plus.
You got a -2. There.
-2.
Oh, so you're saying -2.
-2.
Northwestern favored by 2.
That's what Bill says.
Yes.
Oh God.
UTEP at Northwestern.
I mean, I got to confess, I don't know a lot about UTEP. I know UTEP's
the Miners.
They've struggled for years. They've had some bad years.
I'm going to say UTEP is 1 point favorite.
1.5 point favorite.
Okay.
There's a game that
Jimmy.
I hope people are aware of this game this week in the Big 10 and Big 12. You got Illinois at Kansas on Friday. That's a great game. It's a huge game. That's a great game. Kansas has a nice win on Saturday. Illinois, of course, has the comeback against Toledo. Illinois, Kansas a 3-point favorite.
Whenever that game got booked, both teams are upset. When it happens, like, okay, thank God we got Illinois. I think we got Kansas.
Right.
Then now it's like, oh man,
God,
we're both like, now both sides are good.
Got a game.
Yeah, got a game.
Got a game.
The Fighting Lance Leipold's against the Brett Bielemas.
Yeah, and that what I'll be interested in is how this holds up physically. I like Lance's team, but it's not a physical defense. They'll have to be physical in this game. Now they haven't had a physical defense. Maybe that's changed. But if there's, I never verbalized it to Lance, but I like his team. But I always was like, you can push them around a little bit. Kansas, you can push them around a little bit. Now hopefully he's getting that.
Tampa too.
He's the one who dubbed me Tampa too.
Yes.
They have been a lot better than previous Kansas teams.
Sure, they
have leadership. So take that as a win for Lance Leipold. So that's a little preview of the week ahead. Let's get to the game show. Give us a call right now. 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels. The Bagels and Joe. Now, when you were gone, we did play the game show.
Yeah.
And we went one. Bill had an incredible win on Friday in Denzel, Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, nice job.
Yes.
The one he got right, he didn't even know if it was a Denzel movie, Training Day. He got it correct.
I don't know if it's even this movie. I'm going to say Training Day. That's what won it.
And then he guessed
Training Day's a great movie.
Yeah.
He guessed Denzel's age was 63. The caller went under. He's actually 68 years old. So Bill won on Friday.
It was a great day.
It was a great day.
That is a great day.
It's a great day.
So
you were
you guys-
trying to get back. You're driving back from Minneapolis.
So your record is 3-2, unless you want to take when you were here. Which I
No,
think
no,
was
no, no.
2-1.
3 no. Bill.
3-2. 3-2 is the record.
That's
He's my
the record.
assistant
It
coach.
was a winning week.
He was the interim.
I'm associate.
The interim coach.
I'm
Okay.
his analyst.
Today's topic is college football nicknames. I'll give you the school. You tell me their team name, the nickname.
Got a chance. But Jake's going to pull something that are impossible. So once when you feel good, look at these grinning.
I'm not grinning. No, these
you are. Stop it.
No, we should go 4 for 4, and we should go 4 for 4 today on college nicknames.
Crimson Tide.
That's not one of them. 464-5685.
Boilermakers.
Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Nick Down Sip and Trivia. College nicknames today. Shouldn't be too hard. Pete, how do you feel about college nicknames?
Pretty confident.
Pete's confident today. He feels pretty confident.
All right. Well, thanks to Pete for calling.
Bill is a lifeline for Sip for one question as always. Pete, first question goes to you. What is the nickname for East Carolina University?
They're the Pirates.
That's who you went with, a layup.
You're right. Yep.
What's Ohio State?
Hey, we should go 4 for 4 today. I'm saying 4 for 4. Trying to have a positive mindset here. Sip, first question.
Okay.
What is the nickname for Arkansas State University?
Ooh. Oh God, Bill.
Got blasted 73-0 by Oklahoma.
I think they changed it recently.
They have changed. That's the problem. They used to be the Indians.
Yes.
It's not
And
don't guess that, please.
It's not the guess.
That was.
They did play in Lincoln, and they already had this nickname.
They did.
Yeah, with Mike Riley.
I have a guess if you don't have anything.
I'm gonna go. Well, now here's a question. What is your percentage on knowing it? Do you think? Give me a percentage, and I gotta make a decision.
I know I got the first part of it right.
I got it.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't need you. I got him in my back pocket.
Okay.
That wasn't. I didn't see anything you read.
He didn't look. I have my hand is over.
Red Wolves.
Red Wolves.
Thank you, because by saying it's 2 words, you got it.
So that's not using
The engine fired.
kind of hint.
The engine's
kind of
fired.
Yeah. All right, Pete, back to you for the lead. Last question. What is the nickname for South Alabama?
Oh, are they the Jaguars?
Yes,
they are.
They've also been to Lincoln.
Yes,
in
the Jags.
In the last 10 years, right here.
The Jaguars.
Okay, Bill's in play. Sip, last question.
All right.
Tie it up.
Come on.
I don't think you'll need Bill. If you want to have an answer, it's fine. What is the nickname for North Texas?
Oh, come on.
I think I'm. No, hold on. Oh yeah, I know it. I'm not
Can I
going to Bill.
say it?
Yeah,
Can I say
yeah.
it?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Green Wave. Mean Green. Green Wave.
Look at Sip. He's laughing.
This is no longer fun game.
Tulane's the green.
no.
And I was just down there and talking about it.
Look at Sip's face.
I drove by the stadium. It's where Mean Joe Green played at.
You got excited. You have to keep your composure.
I got excited. I got so
Please
excited.
keep your composure.
Look at Sip's face now.
I feel like Matt Rule right now.
Great moments.
Please keep
Born
your
from
composure.
great opportunity.
You blew the opportunity.
That was the Mean Green.
That was not a great moment.
Because you would have had Mean Green.
Yes.
I think I would.
Pete, congrats. You can get your bagels. Thanks for
I
calling
wanted
and
Pete to
calling
get
down the
this
road. Nice win today.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good job.
I thought you
Pete.
said
Not the
Tulane.
Pete. No, I said North
You did not say.
North Texas. Does
You were
it sound
just
like
there.
Tulane?
It's right by Mr. Frosty's.
Yeah.
It's right by Mr. Frosty. Right at the River Flow. It's right by Mr. Frosty's.
I know how it can be. Get excited, but you need
The
to.
tail got to wagging a little bit.
Tomorrow, keep your composure.
Composure, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, who wants tiebreaker here?
You go ahead. We should. No, I'm taking it. I'm
take it.
penalizing
Yes.
Bill.
Okay.
I mean,
Bill gets to go.
normally we would go to Bill.
Yes.
But this was this was
I'm in the
egregious.
doghouse.
Yeah.
All right.
Go back to
agreed.
your cubicle.
Okay.
Yes.
Bill,
to me at noon.
Bill will go over under your answer here. Ready?
Yes.
How many yards did Oregon have in their 81-7 win over Portland State?
697.
Under.
Over 729. Pretty good guess, Sip. You're only 30 yards off or so.
How about that? They won the game. What was it?
81-7.
One of many blowouts this weekend.
Oklahoma beats.
So Oregon did that,
Arkansas.
and LSU and Florida State played.
That's right. Oregon beats Portland State 81-7.
Reward the dudes that played real good.
Oklahoma beats Arkansas State 73-0.
Georgia won in a big way.
Ole Miss
Alabama.
beats Mercer 73-7.
Yeah, they hung 70
The
on Mercer.
game that was the most shocking to me was Oklahoma.
Yes.
And I felt so. I told it to Simple. I said, it's so I'm an idiot. Because I was going to go in and discuss on air how I thought Oklahoma was going to be pretty dang good this year. They had been taking a lot of heat. I go, they're
Yeah,
gonna,
you
but I
won.
didn't say it in time, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
You like Oklahoma,
but to win 73-0 against Arkansas State's done a lot of good things. They've won their league before. Butch Jones is their head coach.
Yes,
they didn't score a point.
Nope.
Against a team last year that
just kind of get
champions of life.
Yeah,
but
he's got to get fired again.
Yeah. I mean, 73-0. They didn't score a point against defense last year. That was horrific.
In the hundreds.
In the hundreds.
They
didn't score a point.
Right.
That's hard to do. When the game got to like 49, the starters were out.
Right.
They were out. They weren't even. They were just chilling. They're eating hot dogs on the sideline.
Is Butch Jones still in play? That would be a valid question.
There was a quote here from Butch Jones, which apparently is going to go down as an all-timer following this game.
I'm excited to hear it.
Find this real quick. He says
on the ticket.
He says this: "You have to not lose the game before you can ever win the game." Butch Jones.
Butch Jones is a philosopher.
Someone says that's not what you want to hear when you lost by 73 points.
73, Nathan.
Butch Jones is on the hot seat. I mean,
Wasn't that
he was
good of a
on the
quote?
hot seat.
Someone
coming-
overrated that one.
Yeah, hey, he was on the hot seat coming in. Now, come on, you can't lose 73-0 to a team.
Be interesting to see who, Josh. Check who Arkansas State has next,
and see if he still has a job.
See if he's still employed.
Is Butch Jones still employed? Employed?
I'll Google. Is Butch Jones still employed?
You might be able to get a job with the Green Wave. Tulane. Tulane's got a huge game this week. Tulane.
This article. This is from the Rocky Top Insider. This is
Yes.
a Tennessee site.
Yeah.
The last line is this. It says, "If Jones is still head coach at Arkansas State next week, he'll have to rebound against Memphis.
Oh,
If he's still the head coach at Arkansas
Oh no,
State."
That'll be a tough game for
Memphis.
him.
Yeah, Memphis.
That'll be a
no,
tough game.
he's had. Well, I'll give you his record at Arkansas State. It's 5-20. That's his record.
Oh, you guys like Barrett Sallee, right?
Yeah, I like
Okay,
Barrett Sallee.
He's got a couple tweets about Butch Jones before we get to
I like
break
Barrett
here.
Sallee.
He had 2 tweets about Butch Jones. He says
On
quote,
X.
Yeah, on X. He says Arkansas State coach Butch Jones should get fired at halftime.
At halftime.
Oklahoma should dominate the Red Wolves in the current era, but that once proud program should never get smoked on a consistent basis. He also says Arkansas State shouldn't have hired Butch Jones to begin with. He shouldn't be allowed back into his office after this game.
Well, he's in
Barrett Sallee
trouble.
has
I mean,
spoken.
he's again 5-20 overall. This is third year, and he's 2 in the Sun Belt. 2 and 14
That's the
in
big
the
thing.
Sun Belt.
That's the part that jumps out the most.
2 and 14 in the
It's
Sun.
right now to not score. It's next to impossible. It really
You
is.
got
next to
4 stringers
impossible.
in the Come on, they
Yeah,
get the backups to the
again,
backups.
It was there was guys playing that had no idea they'd play in that game. When they were getting ready, they didn't even go to the hotel night for the game. They didn't go to the hotel. They showed up when the team showed up and put their stuff on. All of a sudden, they're in the game. All of a sudden, it's like,
That
you want to play?
happens. That
Yeah.
happens, huh?
When I was at Nebraska, when things were rolling well, and I was a graduate assistant, I used to roll 4 guys at one time as DBs. George Jones would be like, get a new 4, and we just grab 4 guys at the end of the game and just roll them in.
Roll them in.
Roll them
And
in.
they
Get
didn't
them,
even know they were going to play.
get them in the game.
Here's some stats.
Well, back
for
then
it.
you were routing.
When we used to warm up, we had 2 separate groups, like the black shirts and then the backups, and then maybe even some of the 3s. And we had so many. There would be like DBs warming up before the game. 50. So George would have and I take the other group. I warm them up. I'd warm them up, but I would sub them 4 at a shot, just running guys in and out every
the
play.
next 4.
The next 4. Give me 4. Give me 4.
Better times.
Yes, better times.
Our
What was that?
Arkansas State, 208 yards. Oklahoma 642. One positive. They only had 1 turnover. Though.
That's good.
That's amazing. You gave
Took
up
care of the ball.
Here's a 14 penalties for 111 yards won't make Butch Jones very happy at Arkansas.
Took care of the
State.
game. We took care of the big skin.
That makes you feel worse, I think, because it's like you feel better if you turn it over 9 times. No, we didn't. We did really
One
good.
turnover.
Did Oklahoma have any turnovers?
No turnovers.
Okay.
for Oklahoma.
He's got to sell that to his AD.
Yes,
Hey, we only turned it over once.
Bill Over is next on early break.
Can I say one more thing? I have this score in the middle of the second quarter was 49, Nathan.
Yeah.
Middle of the second. I remember they were on pace for like 140.
Come on, Butch.
I feel bad for him at this point.
More next for the break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. There's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has 40 of men who admit they feel bad, are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms. Low libido. Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Summer is down, but there's no reason to put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team out, or just a good old day with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Call today at 402-742-0140. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering hot financing on all new compact tractors. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 84 months when you buy any new John Deere compact tractor. And with a variety of attachments, you'll make quick work of chores around your acreage. From mowing to grading and moving large loads, Acres has a John Deere tractor to handle your toughest projects. Don't delay. Visit your local Acres store to take advantage of this great offer. Acres, solutions for every field. Offer expires September 30th, 2023. Subject to approved John Deere Financial.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their new pizza bagel with pepperoni and fresh mozzarella grilled on a sun-dried tomato bagel. And try their Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
LES is hosting an EV Ride and Drive event at Hackett Park on Sunday, September 24th. Attendees can sign up to test drive a variety of electric vehicles. Visit les.com/drive to learn more.
Integrated Life Services has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources, and you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my... I say it's called service.
Nutrition Authority invites you to save 35 to 75% off at our back-to-school blowout. We're taking our internet prices and cutting them even deeper, bringing you the biggest sale of the season. Monday, August 14th through 19th, the back-to-school blowout is on at Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Hot tub season is here, and to celebrate, Bonsall Pool and Spa is having a Labor Day sale so good that they're offering it for the whole week. Purchase a new High Life Collection or Limelight Collection spa and receive a free step and cover lifter from now until September 11th. Stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new spa today. September 1st through the 11th, Bonsall Pool and Spa at 33rd and Highway 2 or at bonsallpool.com.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Truck. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 in the Ticket, ticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover. Raph and AD are not here. It's just us.
Let's just spill it over.
Sponsored by South Point Medical and Aesthetics. We've got a nice gift courtesy of Husker Mike in Waterloo. What do we got? Another case of Spotted Cow.
Oh,
Nectar of the gods right there.
Thank you to
The best
Husker
beer in the world.
He came in with it. He came
did.
in the studio.
He did.
It's incredible.
Now, Husker Mike also provided us the T-shirts that we had, the Oilers T-shirt, Raiders T-shirt, and Dolphins T-shirt. The same guy.
Yes.
I love that Raider.
Husker-
Well, we know about what I think of you know what I think of the Oilers shirt. It's wonderful, incredible.
Well, just talk a little bit more Husker stuff. Couple injury updates.
So yeah. What else? Give us any more insight also from Coach Rule's.
Yeah,
press
I got.
conference.
See, look at. Hey,
Notes.
look at. I
Good.
wrote some notes.
They look good.
Yeah.
Give us some more information. And then
So here's the deal with. First of all, injury update. Nick Henrich.
Rich.
Jamal Butler are both questionable.
Gotcha.
Now Isaiah Garcia Castaneda is out for the season. That's with a torn ACL against Minnesota. There's your injury update. Rule yesterday, interestingly, said Colorado's a 25 and maybe even a top 10 team.
Is that just feeding their ego, trying to make them?
I think there might be
think
some
more
mind
themselves,
game.
possibly. Mind
some-
game.
Yeah, there might be some game. He taught now back to the receivers. So what do they do? Now they've lost a veteran receiver and Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. What do you do? He said all hands on deck. I think you'll see more Jalen Lloyd, a true freshman who you saw against Minnesota a little. Malachi Coleman, who he got in for one play, I think, against Minnesota, maybe a couple. Malachi Coleman. Maybe you'll see Fleeks. Fleeks didn't play against Minnesota. I don't quite understand that. He's a veteran player, but I think you'll probably see more of him, I would think. What else did he say? Well, I mean, his big theme was I agreed with his theme. This has to be about football. It's not about Dion. It's not about altitude. It's not, it's not all the peripheral. This is about football.
You want to hear that?
Yeah.
Here's
go
Matt Rule on that.
Yeah. Again, I say it because this is exactly what I'm saying to the team. I'm like, make it football, right? Like all that's what it is, right? But it's still going to come down to blocking. And, I think they went down to TCU last week. And while everyone thought it was, going to be all this stuff, they played football. They went out there, they caught the ball, they played good football, and they won the game. So, we're just going to try to make it football. We're lucky we had, unfortunately, the loss last week, but we had it was the game one of the season, and the other team did a goal route. How often does it happen the first game of the year? We recognize that every game we play in, every game the Nebraska Cornhuskers in is going to be a big game. And so for a team to do that in the first game of the year, it was really, really loud. I thought, Minnesota had great students section. Obviously, a lot of our mistakes happened down in their student section, which was unfortunate for us. We have to learn from that. But last week happened maybe to prepare us for this week, or maybe prepare us for the future. But
if you're not familiar with Minnesota and that stadium, Huntington Bank Stadium, going there, there's one thing that makes a huge impression is the students. It is a massive student section. Massive. It takes the whole one of the end zones. I mean, there's got to be 25,000 students there. It is a huge, huge student section. Travis, he said something interesting about Travis Hunter that Bill could address. Travis Hunter, of course, is the two-way star for Colorado who's got big-time speed. And what Coach Rule says, Travis Hunter has long speed, meaning he'll run 30 yards, then kick it into another gear and get faster. and simulate. So what rule says it's hard to simulate that in practice. Nebraska doesn't have a receiver on its roster like Travis Hunter. They just don't. I mean, so now they do got some freshmen with speed. I will say that there's some with some speed, but it's hard to simulate Travis Hunter. Let's see what else.
All advantage for Nebraska. They played Thursday.
I'm sorry.
2 extra days.
They got some rest.
2 extra days. It's a big time. You had extra time to prepare. You're able to sit and watch a game on the TV to kind of have a feel for what they look like. I know they always like to watch a team on TV. And also, that game was a strain on Colorado in high heat. That was a strain. By the time they got back to Boulder, it's like, whoo. I guarantee you, the flight home, there's probably guys cramping up because they played really hard in tough situations. But that's a 2-day window of recovery. It's a big difference.
Here was Matt Rule on Jeff Sims' response in practice so far since the 3-interception game.
Yeah, when I left last night, he was in there watching tape. So, he's not the first quarterback that's ever thrown 3 interceptions. He'll the great ones bounce back from it and even better. So, I think you find out about people when they go through a little bit of adversity. So obviously, he had not been trending that way. Got in the game, made some plays that if he could take back, he would, but he can't. So we'll just be there for him as he gets better this week.
Sims is a huge story this week. I mean, this will tell you a lot about Jeff Sims. It will. I mean, now people are going to be impatient. He's got to block all that out, but he's going to have to perform. I mean, he is. I get what we're saying here, and I'm leading charge. You got to make this. You got to put this game in a phone booth and get down and dirty in the run game. But he's going to have to make some throws at some point.
Absolutely.
I mean, so we'll see what that looks like. It's big for him. Again, his career numbers now: 31 touchdown passes, 26 picks. I mean, that's what he's got to answer. Is this who he is? He's got to answer that question. Or can it be like a DJ
Uiagalelei?
Yeah. Can it be a story like that where he evolves his game to a point where no, it's not. That's not who. Uiagalelei. Yeah, at Clemson in 2021, 9 touchdown passes, 10 picks. Now he's changed. He's evolved at Oregon State. Can Sims do that at Nebraska? That's the question.
Game 1, 3 picks for Nebraska.
Not what you want.
Wipe it clean. Hope they can wipe that clean.
He's got to wipe it clean.
The unique part of this game is the whole difference. If you're Coach White, you're just playing 2 separate teams.
You are.
What Minnesota, how they approached everything about them is so different than what they're playing this week. That's how crazy you can get from week to week when you're coaching defense. It's like this is not even remotely close.
Not even close
to what we just had to defend. Nope. And sometimes it's good and bad. Sometimes it's like, okay, someone goes, well, yeah, we're going to play a Michigan team. They're 12 personnel and they're real tight and playing a phone booth and all that. Now they're pretty good. And they won the Big Ten.
Minnesota
doing that. So
Minnesota's a little. They threw it 35 times in the second half.
They did.
Strange. That's a strange stat for Minnesota. 35. That's on pace for 70.
I mean, a lot of passing.
Yes,
part of it was being behind, and that they got out of their wheelhouse a little bit, but they still.
No, you're right.
They still threw, but the game is so different way different with what's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's it for us. The Drive is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I am Jake Sorensen.
We're done.
See you.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week, and their strong team culture, not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply